the big negative from this game, I thought, was just Gunnar Stockton not pushing the ball down the field is kind of concerning, man. I'm not here ready to say that he's bad or anything, or that he can't win or Georgia can't win with him, but I am concerned. But I'll let you take that first.
Yeah, I mean, I understand any Georgia fan who feels that way right now, right? Like he went 20. You look at the stats: 26 of 34 for 227, no touchdowns, no picks. Like, yeah, that's fine. You talk yards per attempt, that's not great, but like, I felt like in the Marshall game, and I think some people who break down X's and O's kind of talked about this too. Of like, Marshall made a point to not get beat deep, and they were just giving Georgia the short stuff, and they were taking the short stuff, and and scoring most times they got the ball in that game. This one just felt like like we talked about, we didn't see the vertical passing game in week 1, but it's like maybe that's just what the defense is giving you, and I think that was more the case in week 1. This game was it felt like there were guys running open down the field, and Gunnar feels like it feels like Gunnar is nervous, or he's trigger shy or something, because that's like, yeah, you can manage the game and all that, but part of managing the game is like you hit open guys down the field too. So I would say it's definitely concerning. I would not say Gunnar Stockton was bad in the first game or in this game. He just didn't do anything that excited me. It's like maybe he's not good, he's not bad, he's just fine. Like Georgia can probably beat a lot of teams with their quarterback being fine, but I think if you're going to want to win the most, like Georgia does, I think it's reasonable to be concerned. I mean, are you wanting to legitimately see Ryan Puglisi right now and see what he can do, or are you not there yet?
No, I'm not there yet. Although Puglisi did look good, I thought, against Marshall, so that was cool to see. I don't think he even got it. Did he get in against Austin Peay? Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he got in that last drive.
He threw a couple passes, yeah.
Yeah, that he did throw a laser. I think that was the one drop I can remember from the game. But he's definitely got more arm talent than Gunnar.
Yeah, like, again, I'm really not ready to say that Gunnar is a bad player or anything, but as much of the Marshall game and this game a little bit, him not taking shots down the field, you could attribute a lot of that to like, well, they were just, sitting in a lot of soft coverage and a lot of shells, which is definitely true. But like in this Austin Peay game, I feel like there were some plays where he was looking at his checkdowns before he was looking downfield and just, reading everything out completely backwards, like your downfield reads are supposed to be the first thing that you look at. And he was defaulting to the check down. I mean, getting it out so quickly. Like he felt like he was panicking at times. I mean, he got pressured, I think, on like 4 of his dropbacks, and not only did he not complete a pass on any of those 4 plays, but like I think his average depth of target, like how far he was throwing it down the field, was like -3 yards. So it's the first sign of pressure. He's trying to get it out of the check down, and he's getting it out inaccurately, and it's like, not going forward or anything at all. So I thought that was concerning. I mean, he was just bailing from clean pockets way too early, I thought, which is something that I didn't really expect because, I mean, the Gunnar Stockton's big audition before this season, the Notre Dame game, one of the things I thought he did really well was like not be afraid to take that contact in the pocket and hang in there and fire. He's not doing that right now. Like, he's just not. And that's why I think something is going on. It has to be mental. I don't know what.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm that quick to say it. It's an inexperienced quarterback. Obviously, yeah, you make the point about the Notre Dame game. I wonder if it's the offensive line, because you like you said, only 4 pressures, so it's not like they did terrible, but we've seen so many injuries already here in the first 2 games. Maybe Gunnar just doesn't trust this group, or there's just the lack of continuity. I'm not sure what it is. But it appears that he's not playing with confidence, and like the way they talked about him, he just feels like he's such a vibes guy, like the team loves him, and it's just all the vibes, all the intangibles and everything. So if this guy's not vibing, it's like,
very
what would
true.
you say it is you do here,
Yeah, that's really fair. I mean, I don't even think it's fair. Like, not this is not what you're saying, but I have seen some people say it's like, well, it's the offensive line, and I really think if you're only pressured 4 times against Austin Peay, you should be able like to be fine with that. You gotta be able to put up numbers if you're going to be pressured 4 times against an FCS school, because if you're reacting like that to 4 pressures against an FCS school, dude, like Tennessee's got a few draft picks on their defensive line, man. Like you can't be playing like that. I mean, he had I thought the pass protection was not perfect, but it was better than it was against Marshall, even though we'll get into the offensive line, I guess, in a little bit. Like Gunner's supposed to be the deep ball guy. That was one of his big selling points before the year, was like he throws a better deep ball than Beck. Beck's more of an intermediate guy. And we're just not seeing that at all. And I think that's something to be worried about going into the first SEC game.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. I think you're not going to beat Tennessee with Gunner throwing everything under 10 yards. Like, it doesn't even have to be deep balls, but you're going to have to hit some 20-yard ones, like just some intermediate, like you said, what Carson Beck did so well, really, especially picking Tennessee apart last time Georgia went to Knoxville. But yeah, maybe this running game is good enough to lean on, but I don't think we know that to this point. So, I mean, I think it's reasonable. I think one of the bigger positives I kind of took away from the game, like you said, with the defense, is got to be the run game. I think the fact that they appear to have, I mean, these are 2 cupcake games, but I think the carries really seem like worth looking at, like worth reading into at this point through 2 games. That I think Nate Frazier, Chauncey Bowens, and Dwight Phillips are the big 3 in this backfield right now. Like, I think, maybe Bo Walker contributes. I would assume Josh McCray is going to contribute, being an Illinois transfer that was as productive as he was a year ago. After that, I don't know if anyone else is even, I don't know if Roderick Robinson's even in the rotation. I mean, those other 2 I named aren't even really in the rotation at this point. So Cash Jones, like, still kind of has his role. Like, he gets on the field. So it feels like you're playing those 4 running backs with Cash Jones being the 4th.
Yeah. I think Jones is probably your third down pass catching, pass protecting guy. And then it does really look like those 3 guys are the guys that they've landed on. I think that McCray and Robinson still do stand to get a little bit of playing time later in the year, just because they just offer size that nobody else in that room really does. But most of the actual load, I really think, is going to be, Frazier, Bowens, and Phillips. They all had pretty good. I mean, Frazier had that fumble, and he's got to quit doing that. Frazier might wind up on the bench kind of soon if he keeps fumbling, because they have other guys that have shown that they're capable backs this season, and they're not going to be able to want to put up with, just putting the ball on the ground like that. You can't have that. But aside from that one fumble, which is something that I'm pretty pleased with what the running backs have shown in these 2 games.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good call. The fumble is just, there's nothing that infuriates you like fumbling, and there's no better way to lose playing time as a running back than fumbling. You saw Nate Frazier a year ago. Like, what was it? The Kentucky game? Like, after having a good game in the Clemson game, I think the Kentucky game, he got like 0 carries, like just didn't even touch the ball.
No, not at all.
So after looking good early in the season too.
Yeah, that's gotta get cleaned up. And then one more thing about Gunner Stockton, not to harp on the guy, but I saw after the game they asked him about his confidence throwing the ball downfield, and he pretty much said that like that was something he felt like he wanted to get better at and get more confidence in. And then they asked Kirby Smart after the game about that comment, and Kirby kind of went like, before going like, well, we did work on that this week in practice, and he was really good at it. And he sounded kind of disappointed that Stockton has not been able to translate his performance in practice over to games, which just kind of, I think, is even more like reason to think that he's just dealing with a confidence issue right now.
Yeah, I think that's fair. you don't see many like post game quotes like that with Kirby being like, well, he needs to just play how he plays in practice. Like that was I'm not sure how to read into that. It's like usually guys are gamers or something, especially someone like Gunnar Stockton. It feels like that was the vibe around him. Like, oh, 7-on-7, this guy's not the most impressive or whatever, but he's a gamer and all that, all the intangibles you want a real industrious player, all that stuff, gym rat. But yeah, so the fact that seems to be an issue, at least through the first 2 games, I don't know, not wanting to make a mistake. It's like, that's not going to work in Knoxville. It's a whole other ball game. Like, you're getting nervous in front of an SCS, playing an FCS school, G5 school in Athens, like playing a big time school against 100,000 in Neyland.
Yeah, Neyland.
That's a different game. That's a different story.
It is difficult to play there, man. And I mean, the good thing about confidence is that it's something that can be easily rebuilt, especially if you keep stacking good days and whatnot. But something I'm good. Stockton is going to have to get more aggressive. Like, it's just, you will not win games in the SEC when you are this paranoid about pressure or the possibility of pressure or the possibility of turning the ball over. Like, if you play not to lose, you will. That's the old adage. So I like, and this isn't the first time. Like Carson Beck, 2023, his first few games, he was also criticized for being a bit too conservative in times and not wanting to turn it over and not being aggressive enough. But he eventually did kind of flip that switch after the dog days of September were behind him. And this is a critical juncture for Gunnar Stockton as Georgia's quarterback, this Tennessee game. I mean, I think we'll find out. It might be a hot take, but I don't think it is. I think we're going to find out more about Gunnar Stockton after this game than we would have stood to find out about him after the Notre Dame game.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair because Notre Dame game, like, he obviously is the starter, but it's like he's still the backup, he's still QB2. Like, he's got a month to prepare, but he's still not truly the starter. He's gone the whole offseason being the guy essentially. And in practice, he's QB1. So, this is now the 3rd game of the season. It's a tough environment for sure, but I mean, not many people have Tennessee as one of like the 5 best teams in the SEC or so, at least coming into the season. Maybe that opinion has changed, but I don't know.